Welcome on in, everybody, to episode 32 of the podcast. I am one of your hosts, Mr. Devitt himself, Shea Baum. Thank you for the prime and chat, continuing it going. What's up, everybody? We got to talk to you about week 10 and what we got up ahead, but I'm not alone, as you can see, wait. No, this way. Sorry, it's inverted for me. Rydog, welcome on in. How you doing?
Dude, yes, hello, welcome everybody. I'm gonna specifically shout out Shea Baum because he thinks that I think that Chrome aren't a top 3 team. We're gonna get out of it later. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, thanks for the 6 months. Dude, it's good. I also wanted to give 2 more shout outs because this is the BS part of the episode, so it's all good. Shout out Mama Rydog. She is watching. She had no idea we did a podcast, and now she does, and now she's watching. Shout out. Thanks for tuning in. And then special shout out to my teammate Mr. Loyboy, who had a big birthday. 21. He can now drink. So we're very happy about that. We need to go out to the bar at some point. Loyboy, if you're watching, let's go. But happy birthday, Mr. Loyboy.
Yes, indeed. Happy birthday to him. I saw him post on his story recently, so I'm like, wait a sec. That's right. You got to go out to the bars with him and go celebrate.
That's right. Haven't got to it yet, but we will. We will. It's busy season. You know how it is, Devitt.
Oh, yeah.
No time.
It's all right. I'll send something from here. That way, he'll get to enjoy.
Send me like an ice. Can you send me like an icy light with the mango? Whatever I had with that Bear Blitz got me at the game, dude. That was fire.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. The mango icy light. That's the one you want.
I think it's better than the Labats. I'm just saying. The Labats are good because I can get those here. But I don't know about the ICs, so.
He wants the rarities.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it was good, so.
It definitely is. As mentioned, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, especially whenever it comes to this week 10. I should say we have a lot to talk about, but this week 10, bro, like, are you kidding me? Am I looking at something like the title says all swept up? Like,
I don't know, Devitt, but if you remember, Matt, just roll clip. Just roll the clip from last week. I mean, here's my thing, Devitt. I kind of want everything to be a sweep, which would be just super cool just to see 3-0s like across the board. Of course, that's not super content, so it's like, can we get some game 5s in there, you know? But we'll see. Unbelievable. And look at that. We've got all 3-0s. What are we doing, guys? I thought we were better than this. How did you let me call everything? There's still a chance. Technically, we have a game later tonight, guys. We'll preview that a little bit later. But, Devitt, that's a lot of 3s and that's a lot of 0s.
Dude, you cursed it. I cannot believe you did it. You said, I want this to happen. And though, I will say, there is one more opportunity to prove you wrong, but it may be one of the toughest one of them all to actually predict. I would have predicted anything, say like ECRC to get a game. EM Dallaspur never gets swept. All of a sudden, they get swept. Azul literally gets swept against Defiance. And apparently Sounders RC are your last hope to get anything done against the Chrome. But right now, I don't like how right you are. I don't like this. What did you do?
Dude, I don't know, but all I'm gonna say is Shea Baum. I will make you a top 3 team or top 2 team or whatever if you sweep tonight. We gotta keep the streak going, okay? If you don't sweep Sounders RC1, that looks really bad because they are at the bottom of the table. So that is something else. But 2, like, we just gotta keep it rolling, okay? We just gotta keep it rolling. So Shea Baum, if you're still here, come on now, you can do it.
What's it gonna take? Can we get a game? Because if we ruin the perfection,
I don't know. But everybody, you got to tune in tonight because we're either gonna be really well. I don't know. I want the all 3-0s just because I think we've made it this far. You might as well just run it back.
Don't run it back for any more than that if it happens.
Well, we could just have this week and then next week there can be some games won by the other team, but we have this opportunity to create some history, some SGL history. Maz was asking if this is this potentially could be one of the only times this has happened. I want to say it's happened one other time in my previous seasons, but they all blend together, so who really knows? But one of the only times, if the only time this is ever going to happen. So
Yeah, it's a rarity, and we definitely got to go back through the archives in that case, because you got to count like the super full weeks, not like those like off weeks where it's like cup weeks where there are like 2 games happening, which
yeah, those
funny
don't
enough
count.
which funny enough is happening this week, so that one doesn't count either.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to go back to the archives for that another time. But that does bring us to at least, I mean, we've seen the results here. What I feel like I'm kind of just shell shocked by it all, that I'm almost like ready to move into the new segment, or not into the new segment, into power rankings already.
It might
Just
as well,
because,
right? I mean,
because like I feel like it's better explained through power rankings why we push some teams up the way that we do, especially whenever it comes to some of the results that I saw.
yeah, I agree. And we're gonna do a little match preview of the match tonight a little bit later on the podcast, so stay tuned for that, of course. But yeah, let's roll into some power rankings. I'm sure we'll start with Prem first, as we normally
We should.
do. But
I
think
know we tend to.
this is, do you have the receipt? I want, if Maz can pull up the cams so we can get the receipt the audit confirmation.
The audit confirmation. That's crazy.
There it
yes.
is. There it is.
Don't think I ain't gonna have this. We got to be ready, because you never know when an auditor's gonna come to your desk and you gotta BS your way and say, "I'm gonna call. I'll tell you later." To buy yourself some time.
Yeah.
Until later.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm looking into that. Never respond again.
Exactly.
Anyway, I got word from the producer. We were gonna start with championship first, switching things up, which means I have to go first. I think.
Yeah, you do. You got to go first this time.
I gotta go first this time. Well, I feel like my power rankings for championship have been very very similar to the table in the past, and I think it's gonna be pretty close to that again. So we'll just start from the bottom. We'll go LV at the bottom. I hate to say it, I do feel bad for them. I don't know.
Don't hate to say it. We've been saying this every week.
I know. I just feel bad at this point, but please win a game. Please, for the love of God, win a game. But yeah, they got to stay at 7 for now. Action Rose at 6. I said it last week. I'll say it again this week. I wish I was more involved in their development and things. I just, you know how it is. It's busy season. I don't have. If the days could be 48 hours, I would very much appreciate that. But that's not a thing. So there's that. Here's where things can get a little spicy, and I could get flamed in the Twitch chat for this. I might not. We'll see. I think I'm gonna go like the table and go Azul Eternal. I think this is 4A 4B esque, because Azul obviously has that cup run. They're in they unfortunately ran into the best team in the championship, in the Rebellion, in that upper final. But so I think there is some weight there as far as that. However, they got swept by Defiance, which I can't really tell if that's like, if Defiance are just really that far leveled up, and there is a serious gap between kind of the 4 and top 3. It looks like there is, just like based off of points. So I don't know. And I did watch a little bit of the Eternal Action Rose series, and the Eternal looked good. So I think, like I said, those two could easily flip based off of just results and stuff like that. I think Steel Army plays Eternal this week, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll get into the cup and stuff a little bit later as well. So if Eternal look good there, I have no problem keeping them there. If they look really bad, they might get flipped. So and then here's where it gets really funky, because you obviously have Rebellion at 1. That's not changing. It's this Steel Army ECD nonsense that's going on. I think I'm going Steel Army 3 ECD too. I think the bye week doesn't help things for Steel Army, of course. And I think just a sweep of a good Azul team just kind of propels them up to 2. I don't think it's anything, like I said, it's nothing negative on Steel Army just because they didn't play, so it's not like, you know, they couldn't really do anything about it anyway. But Defiance, man, look really good. Look really, really good. And they absolutely deserve the 2 slot there. So, like I said, nothing crazy. It looks exactly like the table, but I think 2 and 3 can be flipped. It could be like a 2A, 2B sitch, and then I think 4 and 5 can be flip flopped a little bit based off of. So, I don't know. What do we think? Is there a lot of damage there?
As Phil Swift would not say, that's not a lot of damage. He usually says that's a lot of damage. But I could see why you throw in the argument for it, considering where the standings are at this current time. But I think I'm still going to put a couple things into perspective. So I'm just going to let the power rankings on my side speak for themselves. And by that, I'm still going to explain what I mean. So as Classic, 7 and 6 are the same. No changes there. LV, Axe, and Rose. At 5, you did explain the trouble with having Azul and Eternal in that spot. Where the heck do you place this? Because EC Eternal, they're picking up the wins where they're supposed to pick them up. And Azul, after looking like the best team in the league for about 2 weeks, all of a sudden don't look like themselves. And, you know, they got Ham on the team. But it's going to take a little bit to develop the chemistry.
That's what Shaybomb is putting in chat, by the way. That's exactly what
Exactly. That's what we're going for. So, it is one of those situations where, unfortunately, I am going to take a slight definition of power rankings into play with a little bit of recency bias, where I'm actually going to put Azul at 5 and ECE at 4, same as you.
Okay.
But again, like you mentioned, I think that's a 4A, 4B situation. I could easily see things flipped if you're going to take length into calculation here. Now, here's where 2 and 3 get messed up, and Maz is going to be like, dude, you have no, like, reasoning whatsoever for your power rankings being the way that they are. And to whatever he might say, I think he's right. I'm going off a lot of vibes, but they're the vibes I get from looking at the play here. And it's hard for me to put EC Defiance ahead of my team still. And I'm still doing it. I'm still putting Steel Army at 2 and ECD at 3. Defiance have one more game played. They look damn good sweeping Azul. So I gotta give credit to that. But that's like a 2A, 2A.5. Because the hard part is Steel Army still has a leg up on ECD in every series they played. And I haven't seen enough to push them above.
You can't see, but I am nodding. Like, I think that's not wrong. I don't think that's wrong. I think, yeah. I mean, yeah, that makes sense, right? Like, the head-to-head, Steel Army has the advantage. They didn't play. You can't really... theoretically, I shouldn't really dock them. Excuse me for that, but... I
can see why, though. Yeah. Like, there is an argument to be made. Especially with the way ECD has taken care of Rebellion, where Steel Army haven't. So... plus, everybody's looking forward to that last week of the season anyway. Whenever ECD gets to play Steel Army in the last day or last game of the season, everybody's looking for that game.
Yeah, that's pivotal, right? I mean, that's
Depending on how the rest of the season goes, that could be a title potential clincher or just a second place who finishes next best.
Yep. Sure could. No, that'll be exciting. Gotta wait so long for it though. It's the same thing in the Prem with Chrome and TA. We don't play them until the last game of the season, which depending on how results go, could decide the championship or it could decide nothing. So we'll see.
Literally could. And I'm seeing the Eternal folk come in with Deep Sea and Andrea right now. Yes, you guys are doing just enough to earn that spot. And if you keep it really competitive compared to the first time we played around, I feel like we have yet to play your strongest right now because we only played you in week 1 so far. We haven't played in a long time. I could see you staying in that spot depending on, I guess, what happens, but it's hard to do power rankings after a 1 week matchup anyway. So, but that will all be taken into account. You guys have earned the spot for now. Good job.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And guys, I know we still have one matchup to play in the Prem, but if you look at the matchup that is scheduled to happen, it's SRC Chrome. We generally have kept those two teams in the same spots every time. We are still going to do power rankings for the Prem.
That's right. That's right.
Yep, we are still going to be taking that all into account. And so, even with all that said, let me get started off by saying, because I got a power rank first, compared to Rydog here. SRC, you're still going in at 8 spot. I know EMDB have one more gameplay and they actually got swept, but I don't know. It's like the Axe and Rose LV situation. You gotta throw both those two down there. So EMDB at the 7th spot. Now, whenever it comes to 5-6, this is where things can get a little complicated because ECRC I thought were about to go on a run, but that turned out not to be the case we were looking at. They didn't even get a game on Timber's Army this time around. So I have trouble moving them from the spot that they were. And unfortunately, I am going to keep my bottom 4 power rankings. In fact, after everything this week that we've seen so far, let's fill in the rest. It's the same as last week. EM at 6, ECRC at 5, AC at 4, La Cinco Doce at 3, Chrome 2, Timber's Army 1. And the biggest argument I could see is, well, why is KC not moved up anymore? Well, they are getting the gritty points. I can say that. And this is hard to justify. But it's hard to break you out of that spot between La Cinco Doce whenever I already had them at 3. It's hard to go against that. It's not a great argument, but it's an argument.
Okay. Once again, Debit, I don't think you're wrong. You're not wrong.
But I ain't right.
So, wow, mine's a little different. Mine's a little different. Mine's a little different. I'm gonna be super generic and basic because that's who I am. My power rankings are exactly the table. Exactly the table. KC, get the nod over La Cinco Doce. You're so welcome, Fatality. And no, I did not get bullied into putting them there. That's just I saw them play. They're on the come up. If you do the math, ladies and gentlemen, they have 4 losses. 3 of those losses are in 5 games. They have, based off of their record, they are down 1 point. If they won every single game that they could and then still lost those 4 series, they would be at 32 points. That's incredible. That just shows you that whoever Cauldron play, they lose in 5, and they're taking it the distance. You're getting maximum points out of there. But also and this week of course they swept EM. I'm not sure what was going on with EM during that series. I know they did a few subs here and there, but still not the point. KC, dare I say it, might be back. They could be back. So I think there's still a long way to go for them to take the title at this point. But the fact that they are 6-4 and have the same amount of points as Chrome, who's 7-2, is kind of mind-boggling a little bit. Of course, we're gonna see. Of course, Chrome do have the game in hand, right? We'll see them a little bit later, so there's that to factor in. But it's just KC always makes series close if they lose, which means they're just playing their absolute hardest, and I've said it over the course of the season, there's stupid mistakes here and there that just cost them big. And when they win, they're winning big. They won a huge series, 3-0 sweep against EM this week. So, there you go. ECRC unfortunately just haven't impressed me as much. I mean, obviously we played them, and I truthfully I expected a little bit better from them, if I'm being honest. So that result, obviously just playing last, was a little bit surprising. I do want to address the allegations though, the Lisinko Dose thing, because Devitt, you brought it up of like, how can you, like, literally they did what they had to do. They swept EM Dallas Burn. They should theoretically retain that 3 spot. They absolutely, like, it's the same thing with the championship. Like, they theoretically should just not be moved because they did the absolute best that they possibly could. They swept. However, I just think KC, if you put KC right now against Lisinko Dose, I think, one, that's a cinema series, and number 1. And number 2, I think KC take it. So,
okay.
That might be a hot take. I might get flamed in the comments. That's fine, whatever. But KC, if that KC shows up against almost any other team, they're a top 3 team. Simple as that.
Heck, even Fatality said his team's on Fraud Watch. Twitch chat. So, I mean, you do have it right. You literally could get any KC team at any point. And you do bring up a good argument that they're 6-4 and still tied with Chrome, game and a half back. Dude, that's honestly kind of a crazy stat line.
Yeah, I agree with Maz though. In chat,
you can get it. Yeah,
it's. I mean, we've been saying it like this whole time, right? Like, there's the top 2 teams in Chrome and TA. Then there's the next bunch of teams, which is the KCs, the Lisinko Doses, EMs. I guess you could put ECRC there too at the bottom there in that middle tier, and then you have EMDB and Sounders RC. So, but I don't know. I mean, we've been wanting KC to show up, and they finally show up. I feel like that should be somewhat rewarded. Like I said, I do feel bad for Lisinko Dose putting them down at 4, because they did exactly what they needed to do. But I don't know. I just feel like KC's on the rise right now.
Very fair. And after kind of like keeping them in that 5-6 range for a while, yeah, I guess it's good to at least acknowledge that spot of like where they're currently at. So I feel that. But yeah, chat, we've done it. Gotten through power rankings. They've become, oddly enough, not as much contentious anymore. More of, gosh, the arguments, there's too many arguments out there for some of these power rankings that we're just like, okay, I see where he's going.
We're making more sense as the time goes on, so.
Shaping up pretty nicely for these final 3 weeks of league campaign as we move through. But alas, we will move on, and we have fun stuff for you. Even though we don't even have the last matchup played, we do got clips for you to look at.
Let's go.
That was done in time, so we get to experience it all. Get to hear the commentators' calls, whether they be excited, mellow, maybe they messed up somewhere, maybe they're hype as hell. I know I can't wait for it. So
Yeah, let's roll it.
I believe KJ was going for the boost and demo, just didn't work out. Speaking of demos, Dr. Aquatic got demoed for his trouble. Right now it's KJ and Aquatic who are in sync with each other, and Ham trying to fit in. But it's still 1-1. It might be 2-1.
Oh my
Newbie Ham?
What a last-second
Okay.
save from Bird Nana. That ball was floating into the middle.
They were hyping Ham
Bird
up in the
reacts.
chat.
Bird makes the
So-
save, and we are now entering the final 10 seconds. One apiece.
We'll see what that actually means, but
Just a bunch of awkward touches here in the middle.
His own boost off the corner, not able to react afterwards.
off to a new
Just
series.
a really bad moment for all three players.
poppin'?
And
Where's
they
the
might
follow?
have another bad moment to deal with.
There he
because
is.
Kizar
Newbie
gets
Kaser.
his goal yet again. And he brings Lasico
That's a great
up
pass,
to
runs
1
out.
after a few seconds.
Yeah, Pico David did pretty much everything you could hope to do in net at that time, but with strong shots and passes that we are seeing from Runsao to Kaser, I mean, good luck. See way more of a positive interaction than hope because this Lasico Dose team, they haven't had to be incredibly. Oh my gosh!
what a save, Pico David.
Back to
Let's
that.
go,
They haven't
Pico
had
David.
to be incredibly stout on defense, but they've had to be at least
Oh,
active. Oh
boy.
my gosh!
Oh boy.
Okay. No.
All right, this cup matchup just got a lot more spicy. The Loy Boy versus
I have
Kaser
nothing
show.
else to say to that goal except for.
That's goal of the week.
Oh my god!
Good heavens. Kaser, well, welcome to the league.
Awkward deflection, sees Lloyd Boy
Yep.
centering into the middle. Right up, cannot get the shot up. Nelly's up there. He is lucky that he was able to get the first touch and not get
He
beaten,
did.
because that
Unfield
easily could have been
pass.
3-3. And with the clock ticking down to 0, Timbers Army need to see this
Oh,
off
yeah, this is
because
where we
ECRC are committing to one
Great
final
passing
attack.
play. Take
A
nothing away from that.
1-2. Go, go.
Oh.
0.
That's vintage,
Second
bro. That is
equalizer. You
vintage.
can never
If
count
they can play like that the
ECRC
whole
out,
time,
especially when
they're
bringing
back.
This lineup to the floor.
It seems like that's what I
Gojo with the
expect every week
0-second
out of them.
EQ.
Yep.
3-3.
Yep.
We are heading to overtime.
I know Smashy was playing that week, but Utopia could do
Good
it too.
defending
Like,
so
it's
far
not
from
like it's a
ECRC. They've done a good
roster-dependent
job of
play style.
stopping Timbers Army from
That's
getting
like we
easy
expect out of
chances.
Smash every week. They're just looking for
The
the
ball
passing
that was stuck in
opportunity.
that corner,
Usually
they're
turns out to
still
be
unable to get
pretty
it
sexy
out.
every time.
Finally, Gojo brings it out. Now the ball is centered. Smashly all the way up there, but he has no boost to keep
Uh-oh.
going.
And then you have moments like that as well. Oh, wait.
Roadhog gets right back in time. Don't
I was a little
diving to
nervous,
go
not gonna
for
lie,
the
because we
50,
kinda
but
choked there at
Roadhog
the end. I
gets
was like,
the
oh,
soft
crap.
touch to
But
see it off. Here
once
we
we
go.
won this game one, it felt a lot better.
Smashly Utopia Gojo versus
well. I
Lloyd
think you
Boy
had a good
Nelly and
series,
Rydog.
too.
Skyline, good to see you in
I
chat,
might have.
bro, and thank you very much for the 100 bits yet again. Much appreciated.
Skyline 100 during the clip. Let's go.
And you know what?
Yeah.
The Seattle boys in the chat
See,
will
look at that, another passing
appreciate
play.
that first goal.
From Smashly.
Great team
Look at
play
this.
from
What,
Utopia
too?
to Smashly to Gojo.
Like,
Timbers Army caught off guard, not
His
ready
car,
for that, and
like, the way he
ECRC
passed that.
take the lead.
No boost
1-0.
too. I mean, that's
Lloyd
vintage,
Boy with a
man. That's
follow-up
vintage.
shot, no power though. Trying to go for the bounce. Nelly high off the backboard. Right off, weak shot. Hope attempt from Nelly doesn't work. And Smashly amidst all the chaos. puts
Wouldn't be
the
a series
ball
without a
into the back
Smashly
of
own
the
goal,
net.
so welcome back, Smashly.
Inevitable. Right off.
This may be
has
one of
his
the most
goal,
vintage
but it's
series
all
I've
thanks
ever
to
seen.
Smashly.
Just the
Tapping it
clips they're
to the
providing
back
me
of the net for
every bit
him.
of context
2-2
right now.
with 1 minute 11 seconds to go. Timbers Army, though, are also going for it. They don't want to defend. They don't want to invite ECRC up. Great 50 from Lloyd Boy, but the ball's going towards the back. Another double commit.
Oh, no, that's
Let's see
unfortunate
how they
pinch.
run into the situation. Lloyd Boy
No,
goes
no,
for
no.
a bump as well. Right on. And Gojo
Yeah, we
just
both went
shuts
for
it up
bumps.
to set it up. Nelly brings the ball forward.
Yeah.
Attack
I come the
for
other way.
ECRC. Shot on net. Nelly saves. Smashly high
I was
up.
yelling at Nat. I was right
Smashing
under. Yeah, I was right under Reese, and I was like, "Please kill it! Please kill it! Please kill it! Please kill it!"
Bring it forward.
This is a
She's
calamity
following
that
her
I just
to
witnessed in
first
the
touch
last
up.
10
Now the ball ends up
seconds
with
of this
DC to
game.
Philosophy Girl at the near post.
Ooh,
Oh my
what a
That's
shot!
quite an adventurous team play. That
Okay.
has given EC Eternal their due rewards. Great pass out to Philosophy Girl. Great finish at the near
You
post.
feel like you
Perfectly
cover the
placed.
near post
One of
there,
the
and
finishes
somehow you get beat
of
near
the
post.
season for sure.
That's just crazy.
EC
That's
Eternal
how good that shot
are up
was.
3-1.
That's such a slot. You love to see it. Say Eternal that sometimes you just look and go, yep, maybe they're worth putting a bit higher up.
Well, and I guess that's kind of the point, a little bit the point of power rankings.
Oh, no.
Okay, maybe
hate
not.
to see that shot. Yeah, hate to see that.
I was gonna say
Huskies
power
going
rankings
back,
are supposed to be a
tried
little
to
bit more
get in
recency
touch to
bias, you know,
take
like
control of the ball, but
the
he
form of a
knocks it
team-ish.
into the back of his own net.
so.
Ooh,
I
you
feel
don't
like
want to
maybe
see
the
those
beginning
kind
of the
of
season was a
goals.
little unfair to them. Now
That
that
gives
they
Axon Rose a lifeline
their
with
feet
39
underneath them,
seconds
so.
remaining. It is 2-1 to EC Eternal. Axon Rose feel like they should have a good opportunity now to get back into this game too. But the goals might not be
They're
done
just
yet.
a little bit off.
Axon Rose are still
Yeah.
looking for their third. EC Eternal also don't want to finish their goal scoring. Great shot
Oh.
right there from
Oh, what a
Husky, but
save.
Even
God.
better save from Dark
Dark
Shade,
Shade.
driving right into the middle to keep it out, to make sure that they still have a chance of coming back. But
was,
with the game entering the final minute, time is running out
Very good.
for the Portland Timbers boys.
We'll see who will be screaming at the end of game 2. Will it be the Cauldron screaming in elation? Will it be El Matador screaming in frustration? Or will it be, you know what, it's going to be the Cauldron screaming in elation. And
See, that's
Serrano
peak.
finally gets on the board in the
That's
series.
peak KC right there.
Perfectly weighted
Bro,
pass
the
from
passing
Fatality.
play,
Two.
That
the
was
David putting bars.
absolutely brilliant. That's how you want it. To any of my ranked teammates who are watching, that's what I want you to do. And that's how I want
That's
you
actually
to
fair.
treat it when I
Yeah.
pass Thorngold up against Luis. Is able to get
Just
past
any
Serrano
bit
Thorngold
of
hasn't
that.
played
Okay.
that much,
with the
right?
clearance. Serrano
No, he has not.
Doesn't-
And whenever
he
Thorngold
doesn't
plays,
make
that's a player you
contact,
want
and
to
the
have on the field.
Coupe is on
I want
the
Koob on the field.
board.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's go.
The
Yeah.
Coupe, aka
That's the player you really
Look
want
at
on the
this.
field.
Nyeh.
This man scored more
Very
goals
good, very
already
good.
than Arsenal did in 90 minutes earlier today. Can someone tell me how that works?
Damn, Arsenal's catching strays, bro. That's crazy.
Because right now,
He's throwing straight to his own
I
team.
mean, this sub has worked out so well for EM right
Coupe
now.
goal part
And it's
two?
gonna be him
Oh.
again!
Oh, Casey. All right,
Yes!
I should put Casey
The
lower, dude. You can't let
Coupe!
Coop score on you twice, dude.
286
Once, all right. Twice? Look at the pre-
goals. Bang!
Stop it.
That's a pre-flip right there, baby.
Dude.
Nobody expects him to
Pre-flip
do
Vitality,
that.
explain that,
Nobody
dude.
at least
Ooh.
Come on, you're on the field. Explain
There
that.
we
What's
go.
happening?
Ooh.
He's going to
Single
score
handedly
goals.
taking this game by the scruff of the neck.
Wait, they still got swept?
It's only as far as fatality. Now Luis with a little bit of time and a little bit of space, indestructible, chasing Serrano on the side wall.
Oh, what a
and
pass.
Luis does get in the way of Coop. Coop
Oh,
saves it! No! Oh no! Tragedy strikes for El Matador.
Did he pull a right dog? He
As
pulled the
Coop,
right dog,
that
didn't
was
he?
gonna be 4-3. I think Coop wanted to steal it.
Yeah, if there's one thing you
unfortunately, he
want
got
to
in
take
the
from my
way,
game,
and
it's
it
not that.
remains 4-2.
Because I'm really good at
Oh
doing that.
no. El Matador.
Oh,
if they
no.
lose
Oh,
the
no, there's the own
goal.
Fatality.
Oh, no, it's tragedy. It's heartbreak. It's Taylor Swift's
Oh, and there he is in
reimagining
chat.
of whatever the
OMG.
hell happened in
What a bang,
Hamlet
though.
to fit
That's
her
such a good
purposes in
shot,
the
dude.
song.
We can just
It's
flip the
all
scores.
gone wrong right here.
Like, you might as well just give it
That's
to him at that point.
unfortunate for El Matador
Yeah,
because
give
they
Coupe
were
100
playing
points
so
for that.
good, especially Coupe. He was playing really good. He had good opportunities. He took advantage of his opportunities, and sometimes it really be like that.
Oh,
It can all
oh
go
my
wrong
gosh.
in the span of a split
Someone
second, and
going
there again,
directly
he
again.
passes right to the other team. Just again, wrong place. Wrong, well, it's not even really wrong place. It's wrong
Like,
time.
dude,
Fatality
look
wasn't
at
lying, dude.
This is wrong angle.
Look at his
He said
angles.
FFS in chat.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Get him
for
on the
those
other
of
side
you
of
who
the field,
don't know what it means, it means for Fudge's sake. Colin,
Thank you,
Okay.
David, for explaining that.
here's
We're
what
not,
I want
we're
you to
not
do. I want you
45.
to shake
dude.
it off.
Come on
It's
now.
okay. You know, things like that happen. Don't let it tilt you. Don't let it make you think that you're a bad player, because you're not.
We getting a
You
pep
just,
talk
you
from
just, you
David
just
right
had a
now?
little bad stretch. But you can
Part-time
always
commentator,
recover.
part-time-
You choke them in. That's what you do best.
Only he can hype himself up
Keep
the
doing
way
it.
he
Fatality.
hypes up
Got
other
bumped
people in his
into heaven.
commentary.
Wait. Oh no.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh.
Hold up a minute. Ball's not out yet. Off
Backward?
backward.
Follow?
Thorngold
Oh,
misses.
never mind.
Serrano doesn't. Luis is there. Up backward once again. Who's it going to fall to? It's going to fall to Indestructible. Indestructible will hit it
Ooh,
just off
close.
target.
Dang, okay.
And now it comes to Thorngold, who gets demoed for his effort. I don't foresee this team really playing without communication, because these two never shut the fuck up, respectfully. But
Oh, so now
right
he
there, you
swears?
just gotta let Luis do his thing.
Yeah, this is a
Speaking
good
of
joke. I
people
saw
who are
this
doing his
live.
thing,
Popped in.
Indestructible.
I was gonna.
Hold up a minute. That was
I was on my way
nice.
home. I was gonna
Flicked
commentate this
over
match
one.
with David,
Sees
but I
fatality
didn't
coming
get home
in,
in time,
and
and this
bang,
is when I
just
got
beats
home, and I was
Thorngold.
like,
We
dang.
got 93 seconds left to play, and we got a whole new ball game on our hands. Let's go, baby. Indestructible versus Serrano. It is
The table
the
bang,
unstoppable
yeah.
force versus the indestructible object, and the unstoppable force will get
Yep.
his ball saved by Serrano. Again, a diving save, and shout out the defense of this KC Cauldron team.
Oh,
Yeah,
dang.
KC always has good defense. That's nothing
Mhm.
new. That's nothing new. You think it's a
That's classic.
for sure save or a for sure goal, and they're just like, nah, chief, that ain't it. Try again.
If ECRC got the classic offense, bang bang plays, AC's got the defense.
Yeah.
That's all them.
Yep, 100%.
Alright, well, after all those bangs, after all those cool clips, we're gonna talk about something, and this is something we're gonna do on our own. We don't really have a slide or anything for you, but I have a piece of paper with stuff I wanted to talk about. Notably right here. I'm not gonna show it too much because it has my address on there. So I'm not gonna dox myself. But we are gonna be doing a little bit of a mid-season review. It's something that we wanted to do last week, but we didn't have much of it fully prepared. But we just wanted to talk just a couple talking points as far as like how the league's going, what were some of the expectations we had, where teams are at, what can we take from it. But yeah, I think one way, if we did want to visualize this, there is a way to do it, but I'm not going to make Maz do anything crazy right now. The only thing I would recommend is maybe the league tables, but I wouldn't go super far into that. But Rydog, just to kick us off, as far as the season goes, what's like one or two teams you say like, yeah, like, actually no, we could probably even expand this more. Like, who's been on track as far as like what you would expect to see in either the Prem or the Champ? You could start with either.
Okay. Who's on track? Who's on track? I wish I could like put it into a graph a little bit, because I think there are some teams where you could consider them on track, but maybe just like a little bit above or maybe a little bit below where you think, but like generally speaking, they're kind of on track. I'll do one for each, and I won't include my team in this just because I feel like that makes sense. I'm gonna go Chrome for Prem. I just think with their mid-season additions last season, I think we all knew they were gonna be good. And so I'm not surprised that they're this high on the table. Obviously pretty quickly, like they didn't have a full season under their belt last season when the new guys joined, but I mean that's an insane team. So I think they are right where they're supposed to be in that 2 spot, if not number 1, obviously, because that 1 loss for TA is to Chrome. So there's that for sure. And the championship, it gets a little interesting. I mean, I don't want to be basic, but I feel like it's either gotta be. I don't know. I think it's gonna be Rebellion. I'm being basic. I'm saying Rebellion. I mean, that team is super freaking good, and I think that being number 1 just makes sense, and that's where they should be given the talent on that roster. It just makes sense.
Yeah, very fair arguments. A little top heavy, I will admit. I will say it's very fair to see. Wait, can we pull that back up real quick? Because I wanted to, at least whenever looking at things being on track, there's actually one team that, like, outside of, like, like the Timbers Army area, Chrome area. This is actually about where I had EM at the start, and I'm talking El Matador being that 5 spot. I thought they were gonna be a good team, but probably not like title pushers by any means. Now they have surprised me with some of their results. They're a really wacky team, but it's like the math that you mathed to do the math was so weird, but yet you got the right answer anyway. So that's
Yep.
how I would describe it.
That's perfect.
Championship side, honestly, yeah, you gotta give it to Rebellion. That's where you expect them to be. Having one loss, I think that's the only like weird part. EC Defiance being that high, I'd say it's about on track too. But yeah, I think that's where I put him too.
ECD was gonna be my next shout because I think they're like right there. Like they are in between on track and overperforming. But I think it's been coming for a while. These types of performances. So that's why I was leaning towards maybe more on track for them. So that's why I think they were gonna be my next pick for the championship side. But yeah, ECD look really good. They deserve to be number 2 right now for sure.
Now we started with teams that were sort of like, yeah, it's about where we expected them. Who's been kind of like your, I guess, like surprise like team of the season? It could either be you could take this in a number of ways. You could take both sides where it's like surprise are at the top, surprise are at the bottom. Yeah, I'll leave that open to you.
Okay. I actually think I'm gonna put ECRC in that. In a way, it's weird because I think they're on the they're the opposite of Defiance, whereas they are the in between the on track and the underperforming type thing. I know obviously they have 22 points, but like doesn't feel like it. It feels like they've just kind of fallen off a little bit. Like I said on the broadcast, like I think there was only one time when I was really nervous, and it was that game 1 like overtime. Because I knew if they were going to take that game 1, then it might have been a longer like a game 5 type sitch. But since we came back in that game 1 overtime, like I wasn't worried after that. Maybe it was just more of a me thing, but I think that there's that for one. I think EM Dallas burned to an extent. I think when you have a Caesar on your team, you'd expect them to be a little bit higher. So there's that. And then maybe on the other side, I don't know. I'm thinking Azul maybe. I'd expect them to be kind of fighting for that 3rd slot. Obviously they're doing a little bit better in the cup, so they have that riding on them a little bit. But yeah, maybe Azul for championship of. Maybe I expect them to be a little bit higher.
Gotcha. I mean, I could definitely see that, especially considering the past couple weeks where we thought Azul was going to go on a tear. And then now it's like, oh, there's 13 points separating them in 2nd place. Yeah, I could definitely see that. ECRC was the shout that I'm glad you brought that one up, because if you didn't, I was going to. Because we expect them to be like basically top 4 every time. And granted, they still can finish in the top 4, but it just feels like things are getting a bit out of reach. Like there's more separation between some of the top 4 and the other part of the bottom 4. As far as surprises go, I'm gonna throw a shout, and I was even gonna consider them before they picked up a new player. Shout out Lasengo Dose. Legit, one of my teams that I was like, okay, like they got a solid squad. Runsal and Devin are good players. Got to play with Runsal before the season. Palace, good player. Now looking at that roster, he could say he's taken like a backseat role, and he could potentially be one of the lower end spots of his team where he gets to enjoy a little bit. And his team is now 4th. 27 points within a series of potentially pushing for second, third. I mean, out of the title pretty much, but for a team that I expected probably to be in 6th or 7th, honestly, that's worth it. That's a good result for them.
Yeah.
Championship side, I'm actually a little surprised that Axe and Rose are not at a further spot than I thought they would be. I thought they would be probably pushing more towards that 5th spot and be a bit more comfortable there. I knew Azul were going to be decent. I knew Eternal had the capability of being higher than them. But Axe and Rose are a team that you just look at and you're like, I know they can do better, but things are just not working out. I mean, they can pull off some results, but it's still just not quite working out.
Yeah, they were going to be my other team for the championship, I think. Like, bias aside, I think you hit it right on the head, right? Like, their 2 wins are to LV, which, you know, obviously doesn't mean a whole lot given their record, but, you know, at least it's something, right? And so, you know, I'd kind of expect them to have a little bit more points, just given, just like taking games in series, even if they do lose, but just taking games. Yeah, it just hasn't quite worked out for them this season.
Yep, indeed. Something that I want to see you go a bit further with that team. Hopefully things will turn around these last couple weeks for them. Before we move to a next segment, we are going to briefly just show you the cups on screen, because that is the week that is coming this week. And just a little preview for you, there's only 2 matchups this week in SGL, because we are at that point of the bracket where pretty much everything is solved and the bracket just needs to run from there. So we'll give you a little bit of a preview just to see. You're going to be seeing in the lower semifinal for the Premier, it's going to be Lacinco Dose versus Timbers Army for the battle of longest standing green team in the tournament after they all got knocked out into losers round 1. So it's Lacinco Dose being high flying, Timbers Army looking to maintain what they got. Get to see how that goes. We'll be talking a bit more about it, but I'm going to briefly pop over to the championship, where we are going to be seeing the other lower semifinal between Steel Army and EC Eternal. EC Eternal riding a high, Steel Army looking to rebound after a couple weeks.
Yeah, don't want to touch on these too much right now, because we have a fun new segment for everybody. If we want to just kind of jump straight into that. So, Devitt, I'm going to kind of take the reins on this one, but welcome everybody to Maz's Media Meter. Try and say that a lot of times fast. But the concept of this is, and we're going to start on the Prem, of kind of like an upset watch. So we have our first, you can go to the next slide, Maz. We've got our first match that we're doing is TA versus Lacinco Dose, obviously happening this week. And how this is going to work, Devitt and I have access to this, and we're going to move our little peoples to where we feel that TA, being the higher seed, is kind of on upset watch. So if we think TA is going to sweep, it's not even going to be close, whatever, it doesn't matter. Going to put them more on the left-hand side towards that margarita glass. But if we really think Lacinco Dose has a chance to win, or they will win, then we're going to put them more on the right side of the screen. So we'll make sure this is super clear for y'all as we go through. But Devitt, if you want to kick us off, Lacinco Dose, TA being the higher seed, what is the upset kind of ranking for this cup match?
You know, I've been thinking long and hard about this one, because you always give me like slight insights into how your team's feeling, especially whenever it comes to like league versus cup. I'm not going to reveal it all, but whenever it comes to the cup, you guys seem to be a bit more even flowy, just sort of letting the game happen to you, and then we'll react accordingly. But it's not like super duper adjustment. Have to get things incredibly right. Seen you rotate in some of these games. So as far as actually putting a spot on here, and I hope this is all. Wait, it's gonna move with it.
Yeah, it should.
I wish it would. I wish it was gonna like do it like as I'm like highlighting over it, because like right now I'm dragging it, but it's not like okay.
You just gotta pick it up and put it back down really fast.
Let's say like I'm like trying to move it around right now. There we go. Like I'm bouncing back and forth between like over here and over here, because legitimately I think this is like closer to a gamer sit type situation that we have on our hands. But like it's hard for me to start going like, let's throw it all the way over here. So if I had to pick a final spot, I'm going to end up putting it. I think this is going to work out right. If this is the spot, if this is how you want this framed,
Yeah, perfect.
this is how I'm throwing it down.
Okay. So we'll slightly lean forward. Could be some upset potential. Yeah, I mean, bias aside, that's exactly how I feel. So I'm going to put mine kind of next to yours there. I don't want it covering you, though. There we go.
All right,
yeah,
you can cover my image. It's okay.
I agree. I think with the new addition of Kaser into that lineup, I think now we have a legitimate Loy Boy versus Kaser moment during the series. I wish we could bring back 1v1 and just watch them go to town, because I think that'd be hysterical and really cinema. But yeah, I think I mean, from my perspective, I think there's every right to be at least worried. I think they were a good team before the pickup. Now they're an even better team, and it's just a team you can't sleep on, just like many of the other teams in this league. And so I'm saying there's a chance. I'm saying that, you know, TA has, I mean, there have been moments in games where I've felt like, oh crap, we're getting pinned down, or oh crap, they're stealing all the boosts, oh crap, you know, nobody has boost, what are we gonna do? They're gonna score here probably, you know. And I think Lacinco Dose can create some of those moments. I think an unsung hero that we didn't mention before is Runsao. You'd mentioned him maybe a little bit before, but he's just such an underrated player for what they try and do. I think obviously you saw it in the clips that Kaser is going to score the sidewall, ceiling, musty double taps, but Runsao is going to clear the net. Runsao is going to start bumping. Runsao is going to make those midfield challenges and make life a lot easier for the other two. So I think there's a real legitimate upset alert if you're TA and me, because I feel like that's true.
Yeah, I agree. With the way the mechanics sort of work out, and you're kind of looking at like first and second man lineup, it could be a battle of like who becomes that like best third man. That's I guess maybe not so much in the position, but like who's that best third man on that roster that's going to step up in that moment for each team. I really think this is a lot more even matchup than some people would think. Also getting reports on my boy is hungover as hell, which I hope that would not be the case.
Well, luckily we're not playing at 6 a.m., so we'll be
exactly.
We'll be
exactly. So it should be recovered by then. But yeah, I'm actually really excited for this one. I think people would be maybe foolish to think that this Lacinco Dose team is the same as you're used to seeing with an Austin team. You definitely got to put a bit more worry as far as it goes. I think we did a good job of saying where we think this one's going to be, especially for you being on the other side of this matchup.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Because I don't want to be like, we're going to kill them, it's going to be 4-0, blah, blah, blah. But I also don't want to be like, we're going to lose, we're going to get swept. You know, I'm trying to keep it real for what might actually happen. So there's that. So these next two slides are going to be what-if slides. So what if Lacinco Dose, that's going to be our first one here. What if Lacinco Dose take down TA? The winner of that match is going to play EM in that lower final. And so we're going to kind of do the same thing. And Devin, I'll let you start again this time. Maybe I'll go first for the next one. Where's the upset meter? We're gonna put EM as the higher seed because they are coming out of the upper bracket, or I guess they were in the upper bracket for longer, we'll say. So I guess same thing for Lisingo Dose. I guess, do they have a chance against EM, and if so, what is that chance?
Well, 4 weeks ago, maybe 5 weeks ago, to like 2 months ago, I would have been like, it's probably like here. Because even though EM have been all over the place, and I think Austin's already beat them, I'm starting to see a bit more shiftiness. Oh, I'm moving you. Whoops. Not mean to do that, but yes, we've seen a lot more back and forth with this. Considering EM is the top seeded team, and watching them recently play against KC, seeing that Austin is the lower seed, if we're going strictly based on that, I mean, I'm feeling inclined to put this one over here. Because this is a new team. EM definitely know what they're up against. But as far as executing on that, it's hard for me to predict, so that's where I see a lot of the consistency of Lisingo Dose coming in, especially with Kaser, especially with even if Devin's not around, if you get Runsal and Pallison, that's still a solid 3 that you can rely on. I'm putting that one far over.
Devin, you gotta stop. Do you have my sheet or something? Like, how you copying all my notes, dog?
Bro, you caught me. Caught.
Dude, what are we doing? It's true though. I mean, you hit it again. Like, it's 4 or 5 months ago, weeks ago, you had an EM team that was 1, 2, 3 key games in league play, and of course in the cup too. And you're like, holy crap, here they come. But then something happened. I don't know what maybe they ran into tougher opponents, maybe they're doing some more like line switches or whatever, fine. But they just haven't been the same. Do they still have that pop-off potential? Absolutely, right? You got Luis on your team, right? Like, you're gonna have pop-off potential no matter what. And his supporting cast there too are not bronze players. Absolutely not. So again, I think I'm gonna go even further. I think this is an upset. I think Lisingo Dose take him down. So I'm gonna put it kind of right on the edge there. Unless maybe we revisit, if this is the scenario that happens, we might need to revisit it just to see how the form is for EM. If EM is on a tear, they just swept Chrome or they swept TA or something, maybe like, all right, maybe we bring it back down, like maybe they're back. But yeah, as of right now, like it's a little worrisome for if you're an EM fan. So
yeah, you'll point out Matt saying the other way around, considering the league performances. Yeah, but I don't. I don't know. This EM team scares me. This EM team truly scares me. I think that lends a bit more credence to the right side. The fact that it's just like on high upset alert, but if the other result happens, I'm just like, oh, okay. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, let's keep it moving. We've got the other potential matchup that might happen. It is going to be EM and TA. Of course, if TA beats Lisingo Dose this week. EM, once again, we're still talking about EM and what the upset potential is there. I mean, surely it's got to be here, right? I mean, I think we win that match. Like I said, it's the exact same thing of, I don't think that it's anything against them. Obviously, they have Luis pop-off potential, but like I said, we're just kind of riding this high. At least for me, I think I've started to play a little bit better in the last few weeks. Like, I'm just starting to feel good and back in my Rocket League, and that's hopefully scary for the rest of the league, so just be aware. When I'm confident and feeling good, like it's TA can be scary. I mean, they might be scary when I'm trash, but they're even more scary when I'm on my game. So yeah, I think we can take them down. Not to say that they don't take a game or two, just depending on the extra modes and that sort of thing, but I think it's pretty clear there.
Gotcha. So we're taking this from a point of view of EM or the higher seed, just
Yes.
based solely on cup performance,
Yep.
nothing else.
Yep.
Okay. Because normally I'd be like, what the hell? Considering the league table, you guys are pretty out ahead right now. What cup version U and EM are truly an enigma for me. I'm gonna lean on the same side as you, so I can't steal from your playbook this time. Although I guess I literally could, since it's right there. But you know, I'm feeling about the same. You gotta put this one over here. It just gotta be. I think you hit all the right points.
Yep, of course, yep. We'll see what which one actually happens. Of course, we'll go back to that second slide. Lacinco Dose taking on TA. Newsflash, it might be tomorrow. We'll see. We're still working on scheduling, but potentially could be tomorrow for that one. And now, Debit, we're going to switch gears a little bit and head over to the championship, so that lower semifinal, as we have ECE taking on your team, Steel Army. And the winner of this series will take on FSD Azul. Of course, we'll get into them in a little bit. But I guess maybe I'll go first, because this is technically your team.
Yeah, go.
Even though I went first on my team. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we're taking this from the position that Steel Army are the higher seed here, and what is ECE's percentage of them upsetting. This is a tough one, a little bit, because it just, I mean, ECE have looked good, but I mean, I gotta go. I'm gonna move your guy over here a little bit. I think I'm gonna go. You guys gotta lean forward a little bit, but I don't think there's too much there as of now. Like I said, I think ECE are good. They're on the come up. They've looked better in their more recent performances. Oh man, when you got yourself Bear Blitz, I mean, you two are just insane. You add Raisin Boy to the mix. I mean, and Red 4 I think has looked great this season, way better than prior seasons. Maybe it's that like married life, you know, or something. Maybe he's just gotten a boost there. But yeah, I mean, I think you guys will take him down in potentially 4. I'll say maybe 5 is more realistic, just to warm up game or something like that. But or maybe like the ping situation, because you guys go back and forth with the servers. But I think you guys can get it done.
I see it. I definitely see that. We haven't played since week 1 though, so it's really like I'm almost willing to give them this one a bit higher up as far as upset goes, because they've improved as a squad. We're on a little bit of like a cooldown right now. So all things considered, I'm dropping us around the same spot. It's about a midway point. You got to get the gamer sit up. I'm still expecting our guys pull out the result, but I mean, EC is going to make a run for the money, but I think Steel Army still covers. I think we're all right. Now watch me eat my words, but we'll see. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good assessment. ECE on the rise, Steel Army a little bit of a met position right now, but you still expect them to get things done because they pretty much have been the same team the entire time, and unless another team just advances further than they currently are as far as performance, you just don't see them dropping that set. But, you know, there's a little bit of panic there.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. But it's just the uncertainty, right? So you want to be a little bit more cautious because it's uncertain. Because obviously,
Exactly.
right, like film only takes you so far, right? It's depending on the day, right? Because you could have a player just absolutely pop off, and they didn't do anything in the film that you watch. So obviously, yeah, that makes sense here. So These next two slides obviously are going to be if either one of these teams wins in those scenarios. So we are going to start off with Eternal getting the upset over Steel Army, or somewhat of an upset over Steel Army. They're taking on Azul. Debit, who do you have winning this match? We're taking it as Azul being the higher seed, them coming from the more recently the upper bracket. And what are ECE's chances of upsetting them?
So FSD coming in front, staring down the barrel of Emerald City coming in hot. And what I do gotta say, if ECE gets to this point, FSD Azul, look out because you're on a bit of a slump right now too. But that's also a bit of like consistency issues. They looked a lot more solid with Fiery French Toast as... Was it Fiery French Toast? Was there a player? I'm not talking about Hand. But they have a squad that they're more consistent with. Oh, it was him? Okay, I was right. They look more consistent with Fiery French Toast, but I don't believe he'll be around for this one, if I recall. I don't entirely remember, but like haven't seen him feature, so maybe there's a little bit of a break there. If ECE comes into this FSD Azul series the way they've been playing, I am actually leaning a bit more this way. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. It's like, yeah, it's another. Oh wait, no, Divine Waffle. Okay, never mind. We gotta correct that before I get things wrong.
Yeah, Fire French was placed for KC.
No, FSD Chrome.
Or Chrome. Yeah, okay, it's wrong blue team. They're blue and silver.
So if ECE ends up getting like upset alert, I think we're still at this midpoint. Maybe slight, or like if we're looking at this upset. It's still at the midpoint. It's still not enough for me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. To me, this is a toss-up. Like this is a Google flip me a coin, and whatever side the coin wins on is gonna win the game. It truly comes down to form at that point. Obviously, like this game potentially won't happen for a few weeks, so it really is just going to be like, oh, Eternal have been sweeping everybody and they look really, really good. I'm giving the nod to them. Or, hey, Azul's figured it back out. They're good. They're sweeping everybody. Then I'm giving the edge to them. So I think for that reason, I'm going to put this one a little bit higher maybe on the upset scale, just because EC have the potential to do that. But I really do think this comes down to form.
Mm-hmm.
Who is going to be better overall, and who's going to be better, of course, on the day. So...
yeah, definitely see it going that way. A little bit more of like that upset side. There's just something about the EC team that on the rise. I can see it. Just that FSD team is tough to calculate. So, but yeah, I think we're still in like that same ballpark area. We haven't gone full disagreement yet.
We haven't gone full disagreement, and we've got one more scenario left. Let's head on down to that last slide. It's you guys versus FSD Azul, of course. Of course, yeah. What are Steel Army's chances of, well, quote unquote, upsetting FSD? I mean, surely it's got to be up here, right? If we're saying that Azul are the quote unquote top seeded team there. I mean, yeah. I think you guys are just better across the board. You give Bear Blitz an IC Light Mango, and he's good. So. No, wait, I'm the one that wants the IC Light Mango. Sorry. But, nonetheless,
you both can have one.
Perfect. To be fair, he bought me that one, so I technically owe him one. It's on my accounts payable, and I'm not writing it off yet. So, yeah, I mean, I think Steel Army take it, so that's why it's pretty high. I think there's a small chance that Azul do it, maybe some extra modes, the change of server, like region, but, surely it's got to be Steel Army.
I would tend to agree with you more going on the upset side, but the way FSD Azul played us last time was honestly crazy. If like they were literally, I think, one goal away from a Game 5 win and like really changing the fate of the league table. I think they have a game plan against us that tends to work out better than some other teams' game plans, and it has shown. So FSD being top, I think if it does get here, I think we're closer to here. Like, it's still on the upset side, but I don't think it's as extreme as you're probably putting it.
Okay.
There's a way they play this game that is just apparently offensive to us right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, that was it. Thanks for playing Maz's Media Meter. That was fun. We're gonna do that again, I think, if everybody liked it.
I loved it.
We can do it with the
I
league.
love doing the sliders.
We can do the cup even more. Yeah, the sliders are fun, right? It makes it more interactive. But yeah, that's what we got, and we're close to wrapping this one up, Devin. I know we've been yapping for a long time. We're probably past the hour mark at this point, but we're almost done.
Yeah, we're almost done. We have we did mention at the top of the broadcast that not every matchup was done, and you know, we still have that one last one to go, and that is between Sounders RC and FSD Chrome, which will be coming at you in just about half an hour. So as we close this out, stick around. We'll be having that match on for you shortly, but we'll take you through a little bit of a comparison. You know, these two teams are on opposite sides of, you know, as far as league table goes. FSD Chrome's had an incredible season. Sounders RC, they look like a team that's God at times and then just don't get it done, as you're seeing the comparisons up here. Rydog, what will it take for this Sounders RC team to get like a much more positive result out of a team like FSD Chrome, especially since you've seen them play like firsthand and almost seems like they should be getting these points?
Yeah, I think it's the cohesion and just believing in each other and believing in the team as a whole. I think very often they are very individualistic, and it just at times it shows, right? You just see some double commits where it's like, hey, that player definitely got that, you didn't need to jump for that, or you know, so maybe it's like a comms thing, but they can just trust each other. They can string some things together. They've got quality players. They just, like I said, they just look like three individual cars racing around a field, versus on the other side where you've got Chrome, where it's, you know, the opposite, where they don't. It's weird to say because we love Meki Ducky and like he's pretty mechanical, hence his name, but he's like not super flashy. But none of them are super flashy, but they get it done. And I think it's kind of like I said, the opposite side of that is like they trust each other, they work as a team. I think Chelsea Man's my like mid-season MVP. Not that we're naming that, but he's been so good for this Chrome team and really key with defensively and then just setting up attacks for the teammates to just pile in and score. So yeah, I think it'll be a close matchup if Sounders RC can do that, if they can, you know, borrow some of that cohesion and be a team. But if they can't, I'm just seeing a 3-0 for Chrome.
Yeah, I mean, that especially how you want to see it too. Then we get the full week of sweeps that you so eloquently wanted past week on the broadcast. So, I mean, I guess for your sake, I hope that results comes to life.
Yeah, I'm kind of rooting for Chrome on this one, not gonna lie.
Just for that reason alone.
Yep.
But yeah, I agree with a lot of stuff you're saying. This Chrome team just look ever so solid. They got the duck, but they honestly can get it done without the duck as well. Sounders RC, you can really push them defensively and cause them to double commit crazy and have them burn a lot of boost. I think it's really going to come down to how much they trust each other in defense to transition to offense. Because sometimes there's a couple misses where you see players like Noct and then Christmas all of a sudden like want to start soloing stuff. But like no, whenever they got the team cohesion on offense, that's when I've seen them at their best. So I hope they, just kind of give that cohesion and trust. Just leave it all on the field. Don't get too upset by some of the stuff that doesn't go their way, and just do your best out there. This Chrome team, really solid. Ruin Rydog's week by winning one game, and then you're set.
And then I'm putting them at 8 if they lose this game. And
Put 'em at 9, just to-
Shea-Bomb was flaming me for not putting them in the top 2 or something wacky. And if they lose a game in this series, I'm putting them at 9. So, I don't know. It is what it is. But for Sounders RC too, what do they have to lose? Right? Like, I know Nelly's in chat and he can attest to this too a little bit. When we played college ball, we were terrible. And so, but that we almost like kind of took that as our identity, and we actually ended up taking teams to extra time, overtime, and those sorts of things because we had nothing to lose. So it's just like, hey, we're just gonna go play. We've done this before. We played a ton of, in this case, Rocket League games, right? Like, we have nothing to lose. What's another loss in our column means nothing, right? And so let's just go out there and play. And if they can maybe embody that a little bit, and to be fair, Howling Moon or Noct or whatever was on those teams with us, so he knows that mentality. So if he can just bring that Linfield mentality to Rocket League, they might have a chance.
Exactly. Can't agree more. Right on. I wanted to briefly ask you about this because I'm like totally like segueing to something different. It's something that was asked about in chat earlier.
Yeah.
But he's totally not in chat anymore. Do you want to do it for the pod
I think we
episode
should.
anyway?
I think we should. He can go back and watch the VOD. We can. I'll ping him and tell him. Unless Reese can somehow ping him right now. Reese, ping him in the TA chat. Maybe he's. I mean, hopefully he's not looking at his phone and having a good time, but why not?
We'll give him like a few seconds before, I just start going for it, and then he can look back later on it. Also, chat. Slight notice. I wanted to, in mid-season review, touch on a couple players, but I actually missed out on that. So apologies to missing out on that. We will have to skip that and then honestly move more toward thinking about some player accolades that we did last season, and then push toward maybe thinking about like new categories or just running back some of the same, maybe shortening it. We'll be thinking about that as well. So if you got anything that you're considering or want to see that we can put up for awards, we can definitely do that. We can do those style awards if you're interested as well. Yeah, we could definitely all do that. Throwback to when TAs.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Wasn't that the... I was literally commentating one of your games, right?
Yeah, it was like the post-game interview. We all came in and sang happy birthday.
Could not believe it. Well, I think I was like getting back from like a birthday dinner too, so it was just crazy all around.
Well, we pinged him, so if he's not here, he's not here. But we should just do it anyway. So
right.
I guess a 1, a 2, a 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Loy boy.
Happy birthday to you. Let's go. He's big 2-1.
The big 21. If you want to buy him a drink, find him somewhere. Find his Venmo.
I was like, I have an Instagram, but that's all I got. That's all I got. But nice. Thank you, Reese, for that.
Yeah, happy birthday, Loy boy. Good stuff. Hope you do well. Hope you're doing well. Let me know what you started out with and your process throughout the night. Hopefully you're not that hungover in the morning, and you can go forth from there. But as far as podcast goes, Rydog, we are good to wrap this one up before we send it on over to Sounders RC versus FSD Chrome. Any last words on your end?
No, fun podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the new segment. We can bring that back if you guys enjoyed it. And if you think of any other like potential content things, like let us know. We'll implement them if we can, if it fits in. And yeah, happy birthday, Loy Boy. Debit and Maz, thanks for running this. Thanks for letting me run the new segment. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, so that was good. And
Of course.
yeah, we'll kick it off to you, and then yeah, we'll kick it off to SRC and Chrome afterwards.
Alrighty. But for now, we'll take a little bit of a break. But yeah, don't leave the tab. Just leave it a little muted for now if you don't want to hear too much. But make sure you're back in about 20 minutes to get that thing started up, and you can go watch SGL to finish out Week 10 officially. But for the podcast, we are going to be saying goodbye to you all. Peace.